B-roll, when used effectively, is a very effective tool in the edit to really help push a story along. Let's take an interview, for example. It's like a pretty easy example to use when talking about B-roll. So you got an interview, you got your talent talking about a certain event or a certain whatever. You can intercut B-roll, overlay B-roll to really help the audience visualize what they're talking about. It's most powerful, I believe, when you use B-roll that has the talent in it. Sometimes you can have establishing shots like drone shots or something like that, which obviously you don't need to have the talent in. But if they're talking about a certain event where maybe they're in a certain location or wherever the case may be, it's really effective to, if you can, have B-roll of that talent in that. So one way to do that is to, if you're lucky enough to get a full day with the talent, is to maybe interview them first and then maybe try to recreate a couple of scenes of them, maybe if it's at their house or in an office location or wherever the case may be. You can use that. However, for me personally, I don't like overusing the same scene throughout the course of a story video, simply because it starts to feel forced and it starts to feel like you don't have any more content to use. So it just feels really repetitive. Now, it can be helpful if you're, if it fits the story, obviously use it. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. However, there are some times where you just don't necessarily have the ability to capture more B-roll. A lot of times there's just budget constraints or time constraints or whatever the case may be. One way to really elevate your B-roll and to I'm not gonna call it a hack, but it's a really effective way of incorporating some of this type of stuff without actually having to go out and film. And that is asking the talent and either the agency you're working with or whoever, to make sure you have the permissions to see if they can send you photos, actual photos. Nowadays, most of the photos are available digitally. A lot of them, they're like, oh yeah, I've got it on my computer, I'll just email you a link to all of them, or maybe they have physical photos and they can mail them to you, or whatever the case may be. See if they can send you actual photos. Now, if they send you the physical photos, great, but if they send you digital photos, don't just stop there and just use the digital photos and do the Ken Burns effect or a digital zoom or something on the actual photo. Go the extra step and print those photos out. Put them all on put all those digital files on a thumb drive and go to your local print shop like a Kinko's or whatever the case may be and print all them out. You don't have to get the highest quality print available. Just get the cheapest quality print you can get available and print all those photos out so you have physical copies of those photos. And then bring them back home, bring them back to your apartment, your house, wherever the case may be, and just either lay them out on a table and get a light. I've done this a lot where I lay them out on a table, kind of like a collage, and kind of layer them differently and get creative with the layering. And then I got my Aperture 300X and put a spotlight mount in front of it and put the tree and foliage gobo in there and soften that up a little bit. But I got a little light breakup pattern right there to kind of give a little bit more visual interest to that photo. And then I physically filmed those actual photos, so you can do little dolly shots or slider shots, or you're panning, or you can get a parallax shot or something like that. Or the other thing you do is go out and get a couple of picture frames and put those pictures and put in a picture frame, and then start adding props in. Recently I had shot a mini doc where I was talking about, or the talent was talking about their mom, and this was back in the late 70s or early 80s or something. And so what I did is they sent me a picture and I put it in a frame, and then I put it next to a record player and a little plant, and just kind of made it visually interesting. And I put the record player on and kind of let that kind of move around, and it just kind of did a focus pull from the record player to the photo, and it just created a much more interesting shot for B-roll, as opposed to just being I'm not saying lazy, but to me it felt lazy to just use the digital photo and do a Ken Burns effect or like a digital zoom or something like that. To me, I just feel like it looks like you went the extra mile, and it fits in. It doesn't feel as digital. It feels much more lifelike and organic to see a photo on a side table or something like that. So all that to be said, if you are lacking in B-roll for a specific interview or story video or something like that, ask for photos. Ask them to send you photos and use those photos, print them out, and kind of get creative with, you know, putting in picture frames or putting them on a wall or side table or whatever the case may be, and start adding in props and all that kind of stuff to kind of get like just more interesting B-roll as opposed to just kind of the digital photo and putting it in there. So that's my little B-roll tip for you. I find it very effective, especially with story videos when you're talking about something that happened way back when. It kind of helps, kind of keeps it almost feeling period correct, where, you know, if it was 20 years ago, the person will look 20 years younger in that photo. So it kind of helps with the realism and everything like that. So, yeah, hope you found that helpful or useful or anything like that. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Maybe consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already, and hit that notification bell next to it so you know when I post more videos up here on YouTube. And let me know down in the comments below if you have any other creative ways of getting B-roll that are kind of outside of the norm of just walking with the talent and getting B-roll. Maybe you're limited, like I said. So what do you do in that case? So yeah, anyways, let me know down in the comments below. If you don't have anything else to add to the comment section, but still feel the need to comment, then you can compliment me on my shirt. It's got armadillos and cactuses and stuff like that. So if anything, just give me a thumbs up for this awesome shirt. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys and gals. I appreciate you, every one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Peace.